All right, we are here in Automobilista 1, trying something new today. I am going to try out basically starting my own career mode on sim racing career mode. So this is something that has been missing from a ton of games. Career mode in sim racing, something I always enjoy doing in other games is playing career modes. So I'm going to try it. I made my own kind of career path using the custom seasons tool here on Automobilista 1, and yeah, and so we're gonna just try to dive right in. I've already set up, well, I'll actually well, it doesn't matter. I already set up a custom season using the BMW, or not BMW, the Mini Challenge Cup car. So I figure in this career mode we're going to start off kind of with the slower class of car, and I want to get as much variety of tracks in this career mode as possible. So I am starting off with UK tracks because the Mini Challenge series actually does race in real life on UK tracks. I did use as many real life tracks setting up this season as possible, so my goal was to just make this as realistic as possible, starting off in a really low class of car, working my way up. My goal is, I can read out what I wrote down for my series. So my goal is to start with the Mini UK cars, then maybe do a North American series, maybe using, let me see, I have some mods, some modded cars and things like that added here. So maybe using, I haven't test driven it that much, but if it drives decent, maybe using this, it's taking a second to load. But this, wow, it's really taking long to load. There we go. Maybe using the Radical could be a fun series. I love the way they have driven in other games. I'm not sure how this modded version of the Radical drives. I'm guessing it's pretty good. We'll see. Then we're gonna move on to the Puma car, which is probably, let's see, it's a original content game, just because I wanted to drive something with the H pattern, rear wheel drive, something that would be fun. Where is it? Oh, here we go. So the Puma race car, and we'll do that on Brazilian tracks. So at that point we'll have done UK tracks, North American tracks, Brazilian tracks. So that is the Puma car right there. Puma race car. Fun, reminds me a little bit of like a small little roadster, like a Miata or like an MR2 or something like that. I think this one is mid-engine. Does have 235 horsepower, so it'll definitely be a step up in driving skill from the Mini, which is front wheel drive, front engine. Then we're gonna do the Clio Cup European tracks. I'm gonna model that based as closely as possible to all the real life tracks used with the Renault Clio Cup series. So that's the car right there. We are then going to try out another really challenging car that I'm pretty hyped about driving, the Ultima. I'm going to choose both British and other European tracks in this series. This car is so fun to drive. It's a sequential shifter, but also on the downshifts I think you still have to hit the clutch and heel toe. Really, really fun car to drive right there. Then we are going to do the Porsche Cup. Trying to use as many stock content cars because I just found they drive so much better and they're so much more enjoyable. But I do love the track mods, so we're going to use a lot of different modded tracks. We're going to do the Porsche Cup, and I'm going to do in the Porsche Cup I'm going to do the IMSA, so the North American IMSA tracks. I think I have every single, or not every single track. I'm missing Detroit. I'm missing, I can't remember the other tracks, but I'm missing a few tracks. But I have most of IMSA's tracks, and they do have a support series with the Porsche Cups in real life. So we'll be able to drive the Porsche Cup. So I have, like, you know, Indianapolis, the Grand Prix circuit, Watkins Glen, Virginia VIR comes stock in the game. We have a lot of the tracks from IMSA. Then we are going to, that's Porsche Cup. So then we're going to do potentially, this, obviously you can tell this is going to be a long career, but I've thought about this for a while. I planned it out for a while, and I think it's going to be fun, and why not document it, right? Then we're going to drive these Marcus cars. I think I don't know how you pronounce that. Marcus cars. These are kind of like a support series for the Brazilian stock cars, but I believe they are front wheel drive. Yep, they're front wheel drive. So they'll be kind of more like drive a little more like a touring car. We got some good ones to choose from. We got a Honda Civic. We got Ford. Basically have a lot of what you would see on the touring car series, but maybe it looks a little more like sedan focused rather than hatchbacks. Corolla. We'll see what we choose when we get there. And then we're going to, so after the Marcas, that's going to prepare us and really help us learn all of the Brazilian tracks before we hop into the big old Brazilian stock car series. These cars are so epic. They are like a silhouette car, I guess, if you're familiar with the silhouette car. Lots of power, really, really lightweight, fast. I think lighter than a GT3 car. They feel faster than a GT3 car, even though horsepower wise I think they're a little bit lower, but super cool cars there. Then we are going to potentially jump into a multi-class series with IMSA and drive, I can't remember if it's this mod, we'll see when we open it up, but we're going to drive one of the LMP cars. Yeah, I think it's this mod. Maybe drive like an LMP3 or something and try out multi-class. There's not really multi-class scoring in this, so we're going to probably try to race in the top class. That way the scoring makes a little bit of sense. Then that's going to be the IMSA calendar as well. Then there is this Brazilian Endurance Series, which we might try. Probably won't try that actually, because we will have already done a lot of Brazilian. But we might try something that kind of, to finish off, represents the WEC, the endurance, and maybe try out some longer endurance races using one of the endurance packs. But we'll see. We might stop at IMSA and call that the top. Maybe we'll even stop at the Brazilian stock cars. We'll see how far we go. But I built this up, saved it on kind of like a notepad on my phone, so I can follow along. But let's dive into it today. So we are in our first race of our career mode. We're going to be in the BMW Mini Challenge. These are going to be shorter races. For the Mini Challenge, we're going to do the UK tracks. So this is a custom series that I made. And uh-oh, game crashed out. Alright, I'm gonna load that back up. That happens sometimes for me on AMS 1. So we'll load that back up and we'll get right into it. But I'm excited for this career. We're gonna see how it goes. I don't know, maybe this will be interesting for some people to watch and follow along. Maybe not, maybe it'll just be me documenting and I can analyze my race strategy and everything. Alright, let's try to skip that, see if we can get moving. Okay. Let's try that again. Alright, so you can see it says 0 points there because I haven't, all I did was set up the series. I have not, up to this point, I have not done any racing. So we're starting off here at Donington. The layout we're using is the one that I prefer, that has the little faster chicane at the end. Really fun layout. Fun track. This is a track that came with Automobilista. So right now this is all stock content, with the mini challenge and the Donington track. Alright, we are all loaded up, ready to go. Hopefully my controls are correctly bound. Let's see. Throttle, brake, clutch, beautiful. And let's just go out. Alright, so for immersion's sake, I usually leave the HUD and everything off, but I think it might be more interesting if people can see my inputs. So I'm going to put that on there. Okay. So let's actually. So we're in free practice 1. It is an hour. I'm not going to drive for an hour. Trust me. So if you're watching and you're like, oh my gosh, he's going to practice for an hour. No, we're not going to. Probably going to put in like 5 practice laps and then skip to quali. Okay. What I like about these cars too is there's not a ton that you can change in the setup. And the reason I like that is it allows me to just hop. It allows me to hop straight into the game. And it allows me to not tinker too much. You might have to tinker with tire pressure a little bit, but alright, here we go. I love the way this game feels. I was explaining, don't want to speed. I was explaining to someone the way this game feels. And to me, I like almost think it feels a little bit like, with its force feedback, feels almost like ACC, but obviously with a different variety of cars. And then the physics engine just feels so realistic. Maybe a little bit less, I don't know, maybe you feel the body weight a tiny bit less than ACC. But it feels so good to drive this game. The graphics are nothing special, but right now I'm running this on, what's amazing, actually, let me pull off to the side for just a moment. What's amazing is back over here. There we go.
Watch out, yellow flag.
What's amazing is I'm running this on a computer that is not a gaming computer. I'm running this on...
You cut the track.
Nah. I'm running this on just a basic laptop. And I'm able to not only run the game, but stream the game. And I don't know what modern sim racing title, I don't think any modern sim racing title is this easy on computer. So if you're someone like me who doesn't really have a gaming PC, I mostly use Xbox for games like ACC, Dirt Rally, some other games, and then a game like this is perfect for me because I can just run it on any old laptop. Oh, probably broke a little early there. I love driving front-wheel drive cars, and I don't know why. Don't know why. Oop. We're off. Gonna try to safely rejoin. I also love driving these cars with a H pattern shifter. Oops. And the graphics are like nothing too special, obviously. If it can run on a basic computer, it's not going to be anything crazy special. But they're good enough, especially for immersion, when you get such a stable... Alright, we're gonna need a little bit of practice. When you get such a stable frame rate, you really can just completely lose yourself in the realism of the race. Alright, let's go back on track. Alright, is the pit limiter on? Yes, it is. Okay.
Clear.
It's one of the reasons why I'll play a lot of Richard Burns Rally as well, because it runs so effortlessly on my computer. This game's the most impressive on my computer though, because with Richard Burns Rally, while it runs easy on my computer and it's incredible to play, it looks its age. And at times even feels its age, as much as it pains me to say that. It's a lot to set up and get running right, and dealing with the mods and the updates and everything. But this game just works so effortlessly. It did take me a little bit to learn how to mod the game, but once I figured that out, we were rolling. Uh-oh. Alright, I gotta start paying attention. Alright, the goal's gonna be to put in a decent lap. Maybe 2 decent laps, because I know this track pretty well. Straighten up the car. Shift down into third.
Yellow flag.
Alright, let's try to fix our driving mistakes. That can be a lot faster through there. I can still brake so much later there. Patient. I haven't even been paying too much attention to my pressures or temperatures. All seems fine over there though. I don't think we're quite as sensitive to like tire pressure as a game like ACC, which I think is, in my opinion, ACC is a little oversensitive to all those tire pressures and everything. Uh-oh.
Car right. Still there. Keep left. All clear.
Alright, that was the breaking point there. I was able to find for that turn. Felt a little more natural.
Race control has warned us for cutting the track.
Ooh, got a warning for track cut. Thought we would be good there, but I mean, Automobilista is definitely one of the games that just, ooh, why did I shift into second? Automobilista is just one of those games that gives me that feeling. Maybe let's let him go
Clear.
and see if we can stay with him. It's one of those games that just gives me that feeling every time I drive it that I actually could take what I'm using in this game and apply it to real life. Alright, let's get it. It's been 10 minutes practicing. Let's take 5 more minutes practice. That'll probably be
The caution flag is out.
3 laps maybe. The front wheel drive, I'm definitely fighting oversteer a little bit, or understeer, I mean, just a little bit, but it's not too bad. I'm gonna focus on being a little smoother with my inputs here, because what you've seen so far has not been the best driving. Alright, we're doing a little bit better now. Not gonna go for any overtake just yet during practice. This is just one of my opinions with sim racing is too many times people go to GT3s, F1 simulators, all these
Left side.
super
Watch your left.
fast cars
Keep right. All clear.
that
Yellow flag.
are a little bit above our abilities as just average people hopping on to these racing sims. These cars that are so fast and above our abilities. And then we get in these lobbies and just start having these crashes, getting frustrated with other people, and just sometimes driving a car that's a little slower, a little bit easier to control, although it's still a challenge. It's a challenge to keep your speed and maintain your speed through. And then even doing it against the AI, that's where we can really build our skills. At least that's what I'm telling myself. There we go. Alright, I'm feeling like that's probably all the practice we need.
The caution flag is out.
Man, I still miss that braking point every time though.
Watch the track limit.
Alright. Alright. I am gonna say that's probably good for practice. Alright, so we skip session. Alright, quality time. Let's put in our low fuel. Maybe we'll do 3 laps. Let's put on fresh tires. We'll do about 3 laps. And then we'll come back in. I'm also going to lower the PSI just a little bit. Alright. Alright, so 10-minute quali. Oops. Kinda got lucky I didn't get a speeding penalty there. Alright, let's get some heat into these tires. And let's try to put in a decent time. Look at that, already getting a low fuel notification. Ooh. Trying to blow the engine up. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, here we go. Tires warm up fairly quick in this game, which is kind of nice. I think for a car like this, obviously it's a challenge to keep the rears warm, but those fronts should heat up fairly quick. I found the AI in this game to be so good. Some of the missed that apex. Some of the most fun AI racing I've done has been in this game. This and Race Room. Race Room has a really good AI too. They have that adaptive AI So as you get better, the AI gets better, which I think is a cool feature. I would love to see some other sims try to copy that. Alright, so we're gonna... My quali strategy is usually put in enough fuel to do 2 laps or so. The first lap is gonna be...
You cut the track.
Ah! Well, there goes my strategy. The first lap is supposed to be a safe lap. And then the second lap, really go for it. Come in for new tires. And then do that again. We kind of lost our really go for it. Oh, and we're off.
Watch out, yellow flag.
Alright. So, that's the first half of quali. We kind of messed it up. Alright, so hot, our pressures were... Okay, so we're going... Alright. We're going to even up our pressures. Pretending like we're playing ACC and getting our pressures real dialed in. Okay. Oh, I keep turning the pit limiter off. Alright, there we go.
Clear.
Alright, let's do this. I just feel like so many games have done front wheel drive and have really struggled to get it to feel correct. And I feel like this game does it so well. As I
Caution.
put a couple wheels on the grass. We might be struggling to put in a legit time. Nah, we'll be alright.
Blue flag.
Alright, let's move out of this guy's way.
We're being shown the blue flag. We're being shown a blue flag.
Alright. Let's get it. Hopefully I have the AI set to like a good challenging level. That's one of the trickiest parts of a career mode as well, is you don't want it to be too easy. But you obviously don't want to be sitting there at the back. But if this was, we want it to be like really pushing hard to get podiums. That would be the ideal. If I'm just like, oh man, we're gonna get held up here.
Watch your left.
If I'm just like
Still there.
instantly
All
getting
clear.
easy podiums every time, easy wins every time, it's not a fun career mode. It's not going to be entertaining. It's not going to keep me engaged for any length of time. Alright, I think we actually got a time on the board now. So that's good. 4th, okay. That was 4th place with having to overtake someone on our hot lap. I really can't believe that this game wasn't more successful than it ended up being.
Clear left.
It does so many things well. It's also moddable. So if there are more modders putting more energy into it, this game could have been. You got the custom seasons tools, so you can do something like this, like I'm doing, and kind of DIY your own career mode. As I go rally racing off to the side. Even, you know, the flags, the blue flags, the yellow flags, safety cars, it does. And I think we just ran out of fuel. Even like having safety cards and those sorts of things in here. This game just does so much stuff good. Alright. We're gonna speed through that last minute. We finished 8th. Okay. Nope, 10th, 12th. Okay. We gonna drop any more? Alright, so we're gonna start 12th in our first race. I didn't get a clean qualifying lap in, but that makes me feel like the AI is probably set pretty well. If you look here, I am 124.60 or 124.6. If you look up at the top, we're a little less than a second. We're 0.8 off of the leader, but remember, I had to overtake someone on that lap, so that killed some of our time. Alright, so we click skip session, and that takes us to our race. Let's go. Let's get it. First race of a career. I don't know. Maybe we'll do 2 races today. We'll see how we're feeling. Alright, so we are 12th. Let's make sure we're all set up for the race. It is a 20-minute race. Not too bad, right? 20-minute race, rolling start. We can put on fresh tires. Okay. Track's pretty rubbered in. Nice. 68 Fahrenheit. So, 20-minute race. We had 124 was our lap time. So that puts us at... Gosh, I'm so bad at this. Let's see. Let me pull up a fuel calculator. You know what? We're just going to wing it. 20-minute race, 120. It should be probably 17 feels like it's going to get me the distance. We'll do 19 just to make sure. That might be overfueled, but better overfueled than underfueled. And I do like doing the formation lap because I feel like it gives me an opportunity. Number one, realism, right? We're sim racers, realism. And number two, with this career mode, makes me feel like it's a little more authentic, and I can actually kind of get my tire temps and pressures and feel what the car's doing before the race starts. When I race the AI, I definitely tend to get more aggressive, and I need to fight that tendency and treat this like this is 19 other people, 19 other real humans who I'm trying to drive safely and respectfully with. But there's a lot of other games that don't help you feel like you're having a real race weekend in the same way that AMS 1 does. Like you feel like you're a part of a real event.
The pace car is pitting now. That's the green flag.
Ooh,
Go, go, go.
not a great jump there. Well, better than the people behind us who are stuck on the chicane. That sucks for them for sure. Alright. Oh. A little bit late on the brakes there, but we made the first turn.
Watch your right. Car right. Still there.
This is the guy kind of sends it up the inside. Look at him there. Okay.
Hold your line. All clear. Clear.
Uh-oh, car off the road in front.
Yellow flag.
And there's a lot of games I play where you don't have that. You don't have AI battling each other in front of you. There's a lot of sims where the AI just gets in this, ooh, look at him give me a little nudge there. I don't need to shift down in a second. Where the AI just do a little train simulator action in a lot of other sims, but not in AMS. These AI,
You're on the right. All clear. Watch your
these
left.
AI will battle each other.
Still there.
I've also played other sims where it feels like the AI is on a different physics system.
Left side. Still there.
Where it feels like
Car left. Hold
the
your
AI
line.
is not abiding by the same laws of physics as the driver.
Still there. Clear.
Again, AMS2, it feels like the AI are on the exact same physics system as I am.
Hold your line. Still there. All clear.
Grip, grip, grip. There we go. With front wheel drive, I just always have to fight my tendency to get on the gas too soon.
Right side. On your right. Clear right.
It's also one of the fun things about driving these cars right here is you can be bumped, and you know, it's not your race ruined, it's not their race ruined. Just a little love tap. With these cars, you really can live by the philosophy of Rubbin's Racing. See if we got a much better run out there.
Hold your line.
Oh, let's see if we can take two positions in one. You gotta love that.
Clear. All clear.
Oh, let's not give it back immediately. Alright, we made the corner. Got a little nervous there. think I feel like I have so many friends that just have no clue that the computers that they have at home, the laptops that they have at home, are more than capable of running this game. I mean, I'm on a non-gaming, just working laptop that someone gave me for free. And this game can just run smooth as butter on high graphic settings. I appreciate Riza Studios for not making it a game that you have to have a super PC for. I think the same is kind of true of AMS 2. I can get AMS 2 to run. I get some frame rate. I would never be able to stream it. And I get some loss of frame rate at times, but alright, we're in 7th place. We got 5 minutes in. It feels so good to practice my heel-toe action here. With the H pattern. In AMS2 they have these cars as well, but it's a newer version of them, and they do have a sequential gearbox. They're also right side drive in AMS2, which throws me off. Being a left side drive American. I do feel like I've got the AI difficulty locked in to a pretty good level. I mean, we're not just catching, we are catching them, but we're not easily catching them. And I think any first place finish with this AI difficulty for me at my current level would be a well-earned finish. Ooh, I needed to shift down into 2nd there. What am I doing? It worked out. Maybe 3rd was better. Didn't need to be in 2nd there. Gosh. Use your brain. Good news is 1st place is in eyesight. Bad news is ain't no way we're catching them. But good news is also that the AI setting, I think, is right where it needs to be. I just love with this game how you can feel through the wheel everything your tires are doing, everything the car's body's doing. I'm not exaggerating when I say this is, without a doubt, my favorite force feedback. That I've ever driven in sim racing. Feels so good. Come on. Grip, grip, grip. Trying to be a little smoother on exit. I'm noticing that I may be giving a little too much steering input on exit sometimes, and I can hear the front tires squealing and I'm losing time off of that. Do we think in the next 10 minutes we're gonna catch these guys? I think there's a chance, especially if looks like 4 spots ahead of us might start holding up the grouping. I do hope we're good on fuel as well. It looks like, if I'm reading that correctly, that we have 10 laps of fuel left, which means we have more than enough. I'm braking too early there. I'm carrying a good amount of speed through there, but I'm braking early. Yeah, if you haven't downloaded Automobilista 1, never given it a shot, I could not recommend it more. Oh, here we go. Now we got a chance. Looks like they did hold each other up. So now let's get some action. We got 8 minutes to battle these guys.
On your left. All clear.
I tried a longer career mode race with these cars, and just the front tires
Hold your line. All clear.
would give out after about 20 minutes. Which partially played into the decision to do 20-minute races for this series. Just the AI behavior is so believable. They don't constantly have perfect lines. They don't just follow each other blindly. I would almost believe I'm in an online lobby with a group of very well-behaved drivers. Alright, we're in 6th. If we were to pass these 1, 2, 3, we'd be... Uh-oh. 5th, 4th, 3rd. Ooh, we could get a podium if we can get past this group.
Car right. Still
Let's
there.
take them on the outside
Clear.
here.
Car right.
Okay.
Keep left.
Uh-oh.
Hold your
Uh-oh.
line. Clear
Ooh.
right. Watch your
Just
right.
gave him a little love
Keep
tap
left.
is all.
Keep left. Hold your line.
Alright, that might not have been the nicest thing that I've ever done there, especially if I take the position from him. Let's commit to it.
Clear.
We did not make contact with him. We lost the rear end. Wow, that was aggressive driving. We lost the rear end a little bit. and I think he backed out, knowing that I was driving like a little bit of a maniac there. He decided to preserve his race. Oh no, but we might be giving it back here in a second. That's gonna kill our top speed on this straightaway. If we can maintain this 4th position, we will have climbed from 12th to 4th. To 4th, so that's pretty good. Using all of that runoff there, we almost put some wheels on the grass. Definitely am starting to lose those front wheels. Those front tires. I've not been kind to them. Throughout the course of this race. I was braking too late there. Now I feel like braking early. Maybe as the track's rubbered in, I'm getting more grip on the braking. Alright, 4 minutes. Uh-oh. Not good there. Looks like we have about 6 laps of fuel remaining. I mean, it does feel like a real league race. It feels like you're racing against other people. It just feels like a race weekend. It's fun. Short sprint race for sure. Gotta stretch my back on the straightaway here. Okay. And last night we were supposed to be on ACC at Paul Ricard, and sadly, we had lobby issues. The console version of ACC just doesn't always behave as it should. But I put so much practice into Paul Ricard and was feeling very quick and fast there that I didn't want to spend a whole nother week practicing for it. So I'm gonna be hopping into AMS here, getting some laps in. Alright, we have 2 laps left, is that right? Yep, it'll be 2 laps. Uh-oh.
What's the track limit?
We're gonna have 2 laps here to finish off our first race of the career mode. Grip, grip, grip. Alright. Yeah, so as this race starts to wind down, just some things I want to say is, if this is something you're interested in, like doing a career mode, the tools are there in a lot of racing sims. Oh, looks like we're gonna get another lap. The tools are there. This is not the only sim with a custom season tool. It just takes a little bit of imagination. It's not gonna be Gran Turismo, right? It's not gonna be you know, a game that I thought had a pretty good one was I liked the original Project Cars, how you would finish a season and then you would get offer sheets for the next season. So if you finished, like, let's say top 5, then the next couple classes up in racing classes, a few of the racing teams are going to offer you to join their team. If you do terribly, then either you're going to have to stay in the class you're in, or maybe even have to drop back down to one of the other racing classes behind you. And I thought that feature was really, really fun. And led to a lot of immersion. You're not going to get that in this career mode, unfortunately. What I'm going to tell myself, look at that, the fuel light goes on right before we cross the line. And we get a oh my gosh, we got another lap. Okay. I forget AMS does that, where the last lap is the rule, where the last lap is after the timer runs out. You're not going to get that, like, signing a contract with the team, or you're definitely not going to get the immersion of, like, the F1 games career mode, right? But by being creative, you can at least set targets for yourself and challenge yourself. So it's going to be like you creating your own game. So my challenge for myself is, I'm going to say, unless I finish top 3 in the season, I can't go on to the next class. I'm also never going to restart a race. So if I crash on lap 1, tough cookies, just got to roll with it. Those are a couple of the rules that I'm going to put on myself to make it feel a little more like high stakes. Well, this guy's actually putting some pressure on me here at the end. I'm on, I think when I said earlier that it feels like the AI is on the same physics engine, I will say their tires seem to not wear out as fast as mine. But look at that. We cross the line with the P4.
Right side. Clear. Right side. Car right. Keep left. All clear.
That was exciting. Alright. Exit to monitor. Hopefully we don't lose our progress there. Alright, so we got a P4. That's going to put us 4th in the standings after race 1. Really, really good stuff. I do want to go back and see a couple of the moves that were made. Let's see. Oops, that goes to the end. Don't want to go all the way to the end. Well, let's go back in. Why am I not able to? What am I doing wrong? Time 0, laps completed 16, so we need to go all the way back, right? That doesn't work, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Alright, I really would love to see a couple of the passes that happened during that race. Ah, this is annoying. I've clicked every button on the screen, so I don't know that there's anything I can do. Oh, I clicked the replay button. What did that do? Nope. Alright, looks like we're out of luck. So note to self, don't ever click forward, or I won't be able to go back and watch what happened. Maybe if I click replay here. Nope. Well, maybe. Oh well. I don't know why I'm spending so much time on this. There's a couple cool passes that would have been fun to see in there. But we finished fourth. And I think we need to click. Alright, so 100% complete. Oh, now it's working. Okay. No! No! Oh. Oh, silly, silly, silly. Okay, doesn't matter. Alright, race is finished. So now we just click X and we should be good. Yep, our points are up. We are sitting in. Let's see how many people got points. Everyone should have gotten points if I had it set up correctly. Oh no, not everybody got points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so only the top 15 get points. It's not how I thought I set it up, but that's okay. Maybe that's how it's done in the mini cup. I can't remember when I set it up. So I think let's see. I think I might have time for one more race. That was pretty fun. Let's see what the next track is. Brands Hatch Indy. Perfect. So a track I don't have to practice too much. So we'll do one more race. Feel free to stay on and watch. How long have I been streaming? 1 hour? Alright, so the next race, we'll try to make the next one a little bit quicker with practice. So Brands Hatch Indy, fun little track. If you look up the mini challenge series, all of this calendar, this entire 7 races, is all based on it. I think that there's one or maybe just one track that I did not have, either a modded version or, you know, in-game version, and that was Knock Hill, I believe. So Knock Hill, we don't need 60 laps of fuel. Knock Hill, let's see how our temperatures are. A little bit cooler this race, but not too much. Knock Hill, I think, is in Scotland, and we did not have that version either modded or in this game. So I replaced it with a different British track, Catwell, I think. I could be wrong with what I'm saying. But, oh gosh, where do I go out of the pit? Let's guess to the right, maybe? Nope, that doesn't feel right.
The caution flag is out. Caution.
Look at that. Reverse parking skills. Well, the other cars are up there. Okay, I think I actually do go out to the right. I think we just have more cars on the grid than they actually have pits, so we're in like the reserve pit stops. There we go. Yep, that's what it was.
On your right.
That's interesting.
Hold your line.
So we didn't even get a pit stop.
Hold
We're
your
just
line.
putting the back in the tents.
Keep left.
There wasn't any safety car in the
All
last
clear. The
race.
exit is clear.
Alright. I think this is a pretty accurate version of Brands Hatch here too. These cars are just
Car right.
so
Watch your
perfect
right.
for the
Still there.
Indy version of this track. Oh!
Hold your line. Clear right.
And
Yellow flag.
again, we get the realism of Automobilista. I just shifted into first gear. I just shifted into first gear and straight up blew the engine up. Are we on fire? It sounded like we're on fire. Oh, it looks like I could control the replay with these arrows. Look at that guy race me out the pits. Give me a little bump. Alright, here we go. And we shift into first. No, we just get smoke. Lots of smoke. No fire, but a lot of smoke. Hilarious. Okay. Wouldn't be hilarious in real life because someone would be upset at you for blowing up their car. But with the magic of... It says paused. There we go. With the magic of sim racing, we get a fixed engine. We could get back out on track. It's interesting that Brands Hatch doesn't have 20 pits. We get stinking put in the back of the parking lot. Alright, let's do 5 minutes practice. I think in 5 minutes we can get up to speed at a track that we know pretty well. Really nice version of this track. I don't actually know. Yikes. I don't actually know Automobilistas because I think this is a stock content track, not a mod. And I don't know their process, whether they have laser scanned versions of tracks or it does feel, man, I could probably stay in fourth there. It does feel pretty close to the Assetto Corsa laser scan version that I've played. So the front left is gonna take a lot of heat on this track, the front left tire. Oh. Push that way too wide. Alright, 2 more minutes. Let's stay in fourth this time. That is not how you do that.
Right side, clear.
It's got good sounds, this game too, because like you can hear those rocks kind of beating around in the car once we go off track. The rumble strip sounds really good.
Right side, clear.
Ah, he was diving into the pit. I was about to say I was way faster than him. In hindsight, a 20-minute race does feel a tiny bit long. And maybe 15 would have been a little bit better, but we got one race down out of 7. We ain't changing it at this point. Ah, a little off track there. I'll let him go. You know what? I feel like I know this track enough. Let's jump right into it. Alright, 56, so 1 minute per lap. It's going to help us with calculating fuel, make it a little bit easier. Alright. Let's do 5 laps of fuel for our quali. Let's check out our tires. We don't have the data there from what I should have checked that before I closed out. So we're just going to rock with them. Let's go for it, right? It's more fun that way anyways. We don't need perfect tire pressures. We don't need perfect temps. Let's go for it. I think this race will give us a good gauge of if the difficulty is accurate for the AI. It's also like if I'm doing this career mode, you know, if I have I think there's a couple ways you could approach it. If you wanted to like really take your time and make it fully immersive, you would set it to a very challenging AI. An AI that, like, you know you've got to work to catch up to. And what you would do is you would spend a day or two practicing the track just like you would for a league race. And maybe just do like one career mode race a week. I think you got to find that balance in what works for you. I think for me it makes more sense to spend a little bit of time practicing, but have the AI to where, like, I don't have to be absolutely perfect against them. I just got to be pretty good. And I do think for tracks I've never done before, I will probably use close to that full hour of practice to get up to speed. And it'll be interesting too when I start hopping in cars that will require a little more setup detail versus this that is basically plug and play. You don't have to set up the car at all. Alright, let's really push on this next lap. Oh, we broke too early. That first turn, when you get it right, you really get it right. When you get it wrong, it can disastrously affect your lap times. It's a little quicker there. Shifted early. Oh, and
What's the
we
track
are
limit?
off. Oof.
The caution flag is out.
That would have not felt good in real life. Wow, that would have hurt bad. We are not where we need to be with our lap time. So let's get back out there. Sure, we just slammed a wall at a decent speed. But we're gonna hop right back on track with only a 1 minute delay. That would be something interesting to have simulated in there, is you know, if you hit the wall or something like that, then you can't go back out on track. Car's done.
Watch out for oncoming traffic on re-entry.
Repairs are done. I mean, maybe you could, if it was like, if the race was the next day, maybe you could repair the car. Like if the race was in a couple hours, maybe you would have to go out in like a half repaired car. that would be some pretty cool immersion or realism, I guess. Alright, we can be faster. Alright. We do need to lift a little there, we just learned. I'm pushing way too hard through there. Alright. We can make big improvements. I really could have stayed in fourth there. Rotate. Nice. Not bad. Okay. Alright, lift. There we go. Missed the apex. So we could have been faster there. Definitely could have been faster there. But we at least cut our time down a little bit. Yep, stayed in fourth. Made the corner good. Ah. Alright. I got 2 laps of fuel left. Hopefully I'll be able to... Alright. Let's get it. This is probably going to be our last real shot at it. 9th out of 12th.
Watch out,
Not
yellow
terrible.
flag.
Alright. Ooh, I like how it rotated on the brakes there.
Caution.
Oh, a full second up. You gotta love it. That's gonna be a good lap time. And P1.
Caution.
Oh wow, I've never heard that before. As I get close, I don't know if you can hear it on I need to turn up the game volume just a little bit. As you get close to the stands, you can hear the crowd. You can hear the crowd cheering. Small little detail, kind of nice. All right, so we're P1. Let's see if this time holds up. Ooh, almost a second up on everybody else. So that makes me feel like maybe there is room for moving up the AI a little bit. Luckily, with this career mode, luckily I can adjust the AI like between races. So if we get P1 here and then if we get P1 here and no one even threatens us, and then we get P1 in the race really easily, I'm going to maybe bump the AI difficulty up a point or two. This mini cup car is so fun though. Alright, that's it. So we got P1. Easily got P1. This is the mini cup series based on the British, or no, not British, based on the Brazilian like drivers and everything. So I think there's a lot of Brazilian driver names in there. I guess they're not all Brazilian, but all right. So race time, fuel, 20 minutes, a little less than a minute a lap. So we're probably gonna need at least 24 laps of fuel. Let's do 27 just because we have our formation lap and all that good stuff. Alright. We're sitting P1. Easily sitting P1, enjoying the views of Brands Hatch. Falkham, United Kingdom. Very cool. Such a famous track. Alright, here we go. If you don't get started right away, what I've noticed is those cars behind you will not wait. They will, it's kind of hilarious. They'll just bump you right, but bump your car if you don't get started right off the bat there. Alright, like I said, I enjoy these formation laps. Kind of helps get in the mindset of the race. It's cool that you have a safety car in this game. And like each car class, if you've downloaded any of the mods or anything like that, you may have noticed this. Each car class has its own safety car, which is a pretty cool feature.
The pace car is pitting now.
Pace car's pitting.
Green flag, green flag.
We didn't get as good a launch, so we're already down to P2. I've got to work on that because that's twice in a row that we got beat off the line with that rolling start. Alright, let's be patient. No need to push too hard at this juncture. So he finished 4th in the first race at Donington. So any podium finish here should land us pretty squarely into the position that we're aiming for, which is a top 3 finish at the end of the season. will say, when it comes to difficulty, like I was talking about for the AI difficulty, I'm not just immediately catching him. He's not pulling away necessarily, but I don't really feel like I have any overtaking opportunity. A little bit of a tough track to overtake with this type of car as well. Maybe that would be a good overtaking opportunity later on, is when if you can get a good run out of turn 1 and then try to take someone into the
on your left. All clear.
That was strange. It was almost like he was gonna overshoot the corner and then touch the brakes a little bit, so we got an easy overtake. Okay. Ooh, missed that braking point though. He might get us back here. Let's see if he has a look up the inside. I think he is. I'm not gonna defend hard right now.
On your right. Clear right. Clear. All clear. Car right. All clear. On your left. Hold your line. Keep right.
Not the best driving from me.
Still there. Hold your line. All clear.
Not the best driving from me, but, you know, it works. We're back in P1. Okay, we got about 16 minutes. We want to hold this position. I think in staying in 4th gear here is better. Oh my gosh. We gotta drop down into 3rd.
Right.
Wow, we really missed that braking point.
Still there. Hold your line.
Okay, he's gonna have
3
the inside.
Wide. Keep left. Clear. Watch your left.
Ooh, a little cutback. Okay, okay.
Keep right. Clear.
He left that opening for us and we were able to take advantage. Okay. Ooh, we got that rear end kicked out kind of nicely there. Helped us rotate through that corner. The Brands Hatch Indy circuit is so quick, but really fun. I love these super short tracks where you almost get into a rhythm. With only a few turns to memorize. It's like the opposite of racing on the Nordschleife. It's like more about memorizing and perfecting just a few turns, and then how you handle racecraft. Let's see how easy it is to hold off. Second place behind us, as we still try to lock in our AI difficulty. We're going wide. Ooh, we stayed on track. Lost a lot of time on that exit though. I do feel also, oh no, that was a very front wheel drive way to catch that. I do feel that the curb behavior, I know it's a weird thing to say, but I played Project Cars 2 for a while, and the curb behavior for Project Cars 2 was so erratic. It was so just not what it should be. The curb behavior on this game feels so believable. Feels so authentic. Alright, it's feeling like, unless we make a mistake, which is capable of happening, that this guy is going to be fairly easy to hold off. So I'm thinking for maximum fun, we might need to bump up 1 or 2 points on our AI difficulty until we find the sweet spot. It is kind of tough breaking into that first turn. Gosh, we were in 5th. What are we doing? Breaking into that first turn. Because as you're on the brakes in this car, and there's no weight on the rear, and you're going up a hill, and then you get to the crest of the hill and it starts to lose even more weight. The car just wants to kick out on you. It's pretty fun to balance in that first turn. Let's see if we can get it right this time. Let's not shift into 5th. Right there, the rear end wants to kick out. We got a hug close to the apex. There we go. That was probably the best we've done. The Delta would agree. You can definitely like distract yourself and make yourself a lot worse by getting too worried about the delta times and like perfecting each corner and stuff. It can have the inverse effect. Oh man, we are building a fairly comfortable gap behind us. Second gap. Now, winning by 2 seconds would not be the most outrageous thing and not be the most unrealistic thing, but we really don't want to just be effortlessly, because I have not driven amazing, and this was kind of an easy win, and that's not going to keep me entertained. So when you're making your career mode, something to keep in mind how challenging it is. So we're going to definitely bump up the AI level 2 points. Oh, I haven't been shifting into 3rd. I don't know why I just did there. It's alright, it worked out. One thing I'm working on, and I think driving these a little bit slower cars can even help me work on it even more. So I'm working on trying to look ahead more on the track, like look past the apex, look onto the next turn, the next exit, the next apex, trying to work on my eyes as a driver. I think I don't do the best job of looking far ahead, where I'm going. And I notice that when I pay attention to it, my lap times drop drastically. As my laptops are dropping now. Ooh. Gave it a little too much beans there. It's also cool because this came out around somewhat within like a year or two of Project Cars 2. And I know Project Cars 2, which I played a lot of, had a dynamic track, rubbering in and that sort of stuff, but it never really, if I'm gonna be honest, was never really that noticeable. Like, you didn't sit there and go, wow, this track has a lot of grip, or this track's feeling slick. From practice 1, when there's no grip, no rubber laid down, to race 2 of a 2-race weekend where there's a ton of rubber on the track, Project Cars 2 kind of felt the same the entire time. Oops. And I know it probably did affect things, and it probably did affect like lap times and stuff, but here in this game you can feel when the track has rubber, when it doesn't. It's also visible on the curbs and stuff, which was not the case in Project Cars 2. For the longest time I was on Xbox and just played a lot of Project Cars 2 because it was one of the best sims on Xbox or on console. Whether you like the game or not, it's true. And then once I downloaded a game like Automobilista 2, or the original Assetto Corsa, that's when I really started to feel a lot of the flaws of Project Cars 2. But I did like the career mode progression, and that's in Project Cars 2, and that's kind of honestly the inspiration and what we're kind of simulating in a game like this by doing what I'm doing using the custom tool. Alright, 5 minutes remaining. We've got a 3.5 second gap in these cars on this small track. That is an eternity. So just as long as we keep it clean is what I say as I go into the sand. Alright. Three and a half minutes. This will definitely be our last race of today. But at about 2 races in a day, it'll take something like 4-ish kind of sit downs, 4 times to get through a season. This took about 2 hours, so about 8 hours to get through one season of the career. So it's like a lengthy process for sure, and it's enough to keep you engaged in the game for a long time. And by setting up these custom seasons, it really does give you a target, something to aim for even when racing the AI. Which, let's be honest, there can be frustrations with racing other humans, as amazing as it is. Whether it's like, you know, computer disconnecting from a server, a glitch in the server where, you know, a car glitches out and hits you, or there can just be general frustrations, maybe drivers running into you, those sorts of things. And that's going to be minimized by playing against the AI, or at the end of the day you could always, you know, do a quick reset if something actually went wrong. I'm going to try to avoid ever resetting the game for authenticity, or like redoing a race. But if something crazy happened, like an AI just like shot to the side randomly, I could restart the race if I wanted to. Things you can't do. Things you can't do in online racing. So online racing's amazing. I do it at least once a week with my Wednesday night league. Uh-oh. Now we gotta focus for a second. I online race at least once a week. And see, and this is what I'm getting on about with the AI, car's pulling a little to the left. With the AI difficulty is, I just went completely off track and ran into the wall. Not very hard, obviously, and it didn't cost me a ton of time. But it seems like I'm still probably gonna win the race. And that just means the AI difficulty is a little too easy. My tires are hating me right now, though. But I love, man, the steering angle is so off right now. I love online racing, but this is just a great way to spend an afternoon and feel like there's some purpose in what I'm doing, not just hot lapping or...
Last lap, make it count.
Alright, let's finish this last lap strong, because the rear end wants to kick out, that's for sure. We probably added a little more fuel than we needed to, but better a little too much than a little too little. Ooh, bright orange on the front left tire. Now we can be excited because we just got our first career win. First career win in the Automobilista 1 career. And across the line. Right.
On your right. Clear right. Caution.
We got P1. Alright, let's see this time if we can get the replay feature to work. I wouldn't mind getting like a screenshot of car damage there, so. Alright, replay feature is working. There we go, normal speed. Alright, let's get through the safety car lap. So quite an annoying sound. I thought I would be able to get rid of that signage on the let's see if we can get a good view of our overtake. I think it was probably on the first or second lap. Let's see. Is this where I sent the overtake in? Ooh, good angle. I love that helicopter view. That's so cool. I like using it in ACC to get, ooh, lockup. To get replays of any incidents that happen in our racing league. Lines look pretty good though. I'm definitely locking up on braking more than I realized. So that's good to recognize. Oh, is this where? Nope, it's the next lap. It's going to be at that point in the next lap where he kind of brakes early and I'm able to make the pass. Let's see what happens. And if I do anything that would be considered foul play. Brakes lock up again. I have the ABS on low, so maybe move the ABS up to medium or maybe take a little off the brake pressure. I go off a little bit. I just want to get to the overtake. That's all I want to see. Poke my nose inside a little bit. Here we go. Oh, gave him a little nudge. Let him know I was there. And then we are on the straight. Beautiful. Then we just held the lead the rest of the time. Easy peasy. Alright, well, that's going to be it for me. 1 hour, 55 minutes. That's a good time for us to stop streaming. Hope you enjoyed. I'm going to continue this career. I don't know if I'm going to stream like every race. Or probably not, right? Because it's going to be a ton of streaming if I do that. But I'll probably stream a decent chunk of it. Alright. Thanks for watching. Peace.